Good morning, 8th graders. Yes, I know this is video number 3 today, but I really have tried to keep them short and sweet. Now that you've already reviewed the week schedule and watched me annotate our example text examination day, you're ready to share your annotations with others reading your book, not just within your own class, but within other classes as well. So taking a look at our instructions, what are you going to need to do? Well, first off, you are going to create 3 color-coded notes within Jamboard. Start by going back to your annotations and find one for each obstacle. So again, you saw me identify, label, highlight, and make sense of 3 different passages, each representing a different obstacle. You'll do the same thing within your own text. So really the hard part has already been done. 2, you're going to want to check to make sure that your passages have not been used by anyone else. There should be no repetition. So I don't want to see 10 people who've read The Maze Runner use the same passage. Okay, so again, read over others' work before you enter your own. And this is why it will be nice for those of you who get in your Post-its within Jamboard first. Then you're going to introduce a summarized passage with the page number. If you've used Jamboard, you will know that our space is limited. And while yes, it's okay to use multiple Post-its for a single passage, it would be nice to try to keep it to 1. Don't forget to connect the dots. Again, this is your chance to make that connection between your passage and, of course, obstacles. And don't forget to include your name and period number. What you would do is simply find your text title listed here, which I've hyperlinked, and you will then gain access into that Jamboard. So just to use one that I've created as an example, you will notice that we have the same directions here, and I will need to create a personal, external, and systemic Post-it. So again, over here in our toolbar, to get to Post-its, we're looking at the 4th icon down. And if I'm using personal, I'll want to stick with yellow. And this gives me my place to introduce. So again, I'm going back to my notes. The hard part is done. And I'm literally reading right off of my passage here, right off of my text. So starting right off the bat, I'm not going to use the word for word passage just because it takes up so much space. Instead, I'm going to use the page number. And of course, we know for our text that we read together examination day, we broke it up into paragraphs. But let's just say I had a page number. On page 2, Dickie's dad feels guilty about his reaction to Dickie's curiosity. This is a personal conflict because it is happening within the character himself. Okay, so I've not only identified where this passage came from, but I've connected the dots, making sense of the passage and its connection back to this particular obstacle. I also want to include my name. And let's just say I'm in period 2. I will then click on save. And now my Post-it is ready to go. I'll just move it over here. To get to external, I'm going to do the same thing, going to that left-hand toolbar. I'm going to click the 4th icon down, which is again the sticky note. But now that I'm onto a different obstacle, I'm going to want to choose green. Same thing. Introduce the page number on which my passage is found. On page 4. And again, I'm going right off my notes. Dickie is upset about the rain and the dark mood created by the weather. This is external because it represents a conflict between a character and weather. Same thing, Lori Robinette, 2. Now I'm really at my maximum here. So this is where I can go back. I can maybe change words to numbers. And right off the bat, that opened up some space for me. And again, looking here, instead of the word and, I can change that to the symbol. And let's see what my Post-it looks like. All right, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and move that down. I'm going to do the same steps in order to complete my systemic obstacle. Same thing, going back to my annotations. Now, nobody else is in this document, so I kind of have the glory of being the first. Now, let's say I was the 10th person to enter this document. I would need to go through, I would need to make sure that nobody else had used my passages. So it's really important that you read others' work so there is no repetition. I look forward to seeing how you guys are able to share and compare, and I'm looking forward to see how you make sense of today's reading and the connection to our new annotation focus. Happy reading, happy annotating, and have a great day.